Okay, so doing some prep for this match this weekend, and I was thinking about being a Liverpool fan, and then I was thinking about imagine you were a Southampton fan. So if you're a Southampton fan, right, they're not scoring any goals. I think they've won 4 all season, all comps. One of them's against like Newport County or something. We've won 14 games already this season, by contrast. And I was just thinking, like, do you ever think like that? Do you ever think about like other fans' experiences of the footy, and then bring it back again and go, quite lucky us, aren't we?
Yeah, like don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
I feel like as if I've got like a different sort of way of seeing things because I support Northern Ireland as an international side, so I get to have they're shite. Shite, always have been shite, bar 2 years, and even then we were shite in comparison to everything else. So like I feel as if I get sort of 2 sides of the coin here. For them, sort of success is in the context of, in the context of what you've just said there, that they are predominantly very average. I mean, they're sitting 14th in the table, like you say, they aren't scoring many goals. They'll find joy in different ways that we will. We just need to win this game. I think we'd be lying to ourselves if we weren't thinking of this in the context of what's next on Wednesday, because everything that happens from last week is happening with Wednesday in mind. So get 3 points and bounce into Goodison.
Because their manager Jake's talked about already, he thinks that Liverpool are looking more like the Liverpool that won the league rather than the Liverpool of last season. I think most of us would agree with that. But what the same question to you really, like, do you ever think about that? Like, I'm at quite a lucky stage of being a Liverpool fan here. Because our dark days aren't as dark as some other clubs' dark days. You've got to say that. But there have been darker days of being a Liverpool fan than now.
Defo, like similar to Craig, well, maybe not quite the same. I run an amateur.
Sporting Ireland as well.
I run an amateur football team, and that's not always great. Do you know what I mean? When your ref's not turning up and stuff like that. I know Southampton maybe isn't quite that bad, but yeah, no, definitely. It was actually the first time I got to go to the game on Saturday this season. Actually, since we've been back, because as I said, I run that team, so 3 o'clock kickoffs and a nightmare. And honestly, loved it. I felt like it was like my first game ever again, do you know what I mean? The R5. I've heard some people say that like the atmosphere wasn't that great at the start, but it's all like where I was, do you know what I mean? And absolutely loved it. But yeah, I think their manager loves Klopp more than we do anyway, doesn't he? Yeah, a bit of a fanboy.
And when he had that little cry last season when he won, and then he didn't win for about 6 months.
I was just going to say, he got asked about that because he was like on his knees and all kinds, wasn't he? Because they beat us. And he got asked like, are you going to do that again? And the way he answered it, I almost felt a bit sorry for him because he said no, but it was almost like no, like because we won't win. Do you know what I mean? It was like, he's going on, he was using the old analogy of like, racing and all this kind of stuff again, motor racing, and saying about Liverpool are X and we're Y and all that. And like, you should never take it for granted that you're going to win a football match, but as someone who works in the betting industry, not many people betting on Southampton are there this weekend.
There'll be some, but no one would have bet on Crystal Palace at Manchester City, for example, and he won. I think motor racing is actually a really good comparison because it's about relative expectations of what a team is capable of. If you're AlphaTauri in the F1, that team, that's just the first team I came to think of. You're not going to win the Drivers' Championship, but you might win a race a year. You might get a couple of pole positions or something. You might be fastest in practice, that kind of thing. And you accept that and you enjoy the big things more, and when the lesser things happen, they just go, all right, fair enough. Southampton lose tomorrow, they're not going to be like holding investigations into things. Like if Arsenal last week are probably looking at what went wrong, like, right, we've got a serious problem here because we've dismantled them effectively. Southampton will just go, all right, fair enough.
It's a free hit.
We've lost to a better team than us, we move on. Got another game in the week, and I think they've got someone. I've got a feeling their game in the week's quite straightforward as well. Well, not straightforward, but it's one of the lesser teams, like a Watford or someone like that. I might be wrong.
We've got one of the lesser teams in midweek
as
well.
Small club.
With Southampton as well, it just, like, our record against them now is good. Like, we did go to a stage where it felt like you could legitimately call them a bogey club, but no more really. We've comprehensively been beating them, albeit we lost there in, was it
January? It was, yeah.
I mean, that feels like
the last day of fun it was, wasn't it?
It feels
the
like
last day where we could go to the pub and stuff, wasn't it? And then
was that against us when he started crying?
Yeah, it was.
Ings scored after about 40 seconds, didn't he? And then we did nothing. We basically did nothing.
We were dreadful.
For 92.
So bad.
We were awful.
But it feels like a complete different world, that, because there was no fans in. It was like the start of that dreadful sort of January, February, March period.
To get full access to this show, click on the link in the post and subscribe to Talk Premium. You get all of our content, including previews, reviews, post-match content, exclusive interviews and loads of transfer chats. So subscribe to the Anfield Wrap now. We share the journey of supporting Liverpool from heart of the city.